really a great pleasure for me to be here and to be invited to speak about fintech, and also to be invited to be brief, which I really respect, because you don't need a long introduction, because I can see and I know you, so you are quite familiar with the subject, and probably it's very interesting to have the interaction, but anyhow, you have to suffer my speech for a few minutes in any case. So I think this is a week, whatever you think of joy for Europe, it's a week where we come back from Rome, where we had a declaration about the future of Europe, which was signed by the member states present in Rome, and really gives an impulse of looking at the Union in the future. We had an event which was, of course, less important politically, but very important for our sector, which is the Digital Day. So it was not just a conference on digital, a sort of business as usual conference, but we called ministers and decision makers in Rome on the 23rd to make decisions about things which are relevant for citizens. And two of the things which have been decided are very relevant for fintech. So let me just remind, if you are not follow the bombarding tweets which we send around on the ministers of 7 member states, the core investor of high-performance computing, have agreed to work together towards the next generation supercomputers, one of the key ingredients for fintech, and also working with all the others to develop big data applications. And 27 member states plus Switzerland and Norway have signed a letter of intent to work together on the development of cross-border corridors for connected and automated driving. And automated driving will change the face of what we know as the insurance world completely. So these are things which are relevant for the discussion we have. Relevant in the sense that in a world that changes, that everything digitizes, of course, financial services cannot be immune from this transformation. And it's very telling, this is my second fintech event in a month, and today I also attended an event on energy, speaking about Enertech, or Internet of Energy. And also I attended an event in the last months on health and digitizing the health sector. I think what is happening in Europe is that Europe realizes that the strengths of our continent are in large platforms where I think compared with other parts of the world, we have a competitive advantage, and also we deliver effective services to our citizens. When we look at the health sector, digitizing the health sector, providing a much more personalized healthcare, providing feedback by the citizens, optimizing ICT in terms of delivering more cost-effective services, it's something that for Europe will be an asset, and the health sector represents 9% of European GDP. And I mean, when you take also the pharma sector and what it implies, I mean, it's really an important challenge for Europe. And of course, it's also a nice challenge for the citizens. The same in the energy sector, where through smart grids, intelligent meters, we can save as individual citizens quite a lot of money, some say up to 20%, but also as a society, as European society, have a much more resilient energy grids and a much more efficient energy system. And now let me come to the financial sectors. I think Europe has a strength which is unparalleled in the world, which is the interoperability of our banking sector. I mean, through the SEPA system, the single payment system, we have our financial institutions that are very ready to engage one with each other, and also very ready to exchange information and be sure that the system works. And the system is much more interconnected compared to any other system in the world. So this is an asset. This is a sort of entry ticket into fintech, which is really interesting. Yes, there are the large internet platform, the giant internet platform, which have a keen interest in payment services. But of course, they are verticals. They are siloed payment systems. Whilst the European payment system, as we know it, is in open and has the possibility to really, I mean, open up many possibilities for every participant. But of course, we should not underestimate that the fact that also large platforms are entering this market, and some of the traditional actors might see this as a threat. Then fintech opens much more in a democratic way the possibility for crowdsourcing in terms of, let's say, as an alternative to private equity, opens many possibilities for defining insurance contracts on the basis of blockchain technology, so many interesting avenues. Now, to be concrete, DG Connect and DG FISMA have formed a task force, a joint task force, to look at all aspects, which are the regulatory aspects, the research and technology aspect, and the societal implication. Let me end my introductory speech by touching on the societal implications of all this. When speaking to CEOs of the top European banks, I said, yes, I heard about the artificial intelligence delivering investment advice. Yes, I heard about automation in the retail banking sector, delivering better customer services and experience. But collectively, I said, you have a responsibility. And the responsibility is to make this transition from the financial sector, especially the retail financial sector, as we know it, to the new one, in a way which is socially sustainable. Of course, this is a main responsibility from public bodies, but also private companies have to do their part of the job. And when we see that in certain member states there have been announcements about a massive layoff of workers in the retail banking sectors, of course, we start to be alarmed. What would be the perception of all this? Because if our citizens would perceive that not only in this sector, also in the industry, the moving towards a much better production system or a much better retail finance system would imply that jobs will be going away from families, that of course will not be good news. I don't think this is the scenario. I think the scenario is that through robotics to financial innovation in this sector, you will have many more opportunities, especially for the young people. But of course, you must possess the right skills, and that must be a commitment by public authorities to have an effective way of providing young people with the right skills to work in the fintech sector and upskilling or reskilling the existing working population. And that, I think, is one of the ingredients when we speak about very advanced technology that we should not forget. Thank you very much.